Hey trainers, it's me Ryan Swag. So, Lunar New Year event. Kinda came as a surprise to me. I was just stepping out of a meeting and then had all these increased like dog spawns in the area. And I was like, something's going on here. Push notification comes in, Lunar New Year event. Aw man. Yeah, it's the year of the dog. So until the 17th, 1 p.m. PST, there'll be an increased spawn of eevees, growliths, electrics. I need to script, snubbles, and puccinas. Now this has sparked some controversy, such as is a Houndour a dog or not? I mean, it's quite the dog. The main theory going with that is that they're doing it weather-based, so they didn't want Houndour in the mix because it would double up, because clear days and foggy, if that weather exists, would boost his spawn too, and it'd make it too good for Stardust or something to that effect, right? That's the leading theory. It also has sparked some controversy in is eevee a dog? I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's like more of a fox, kind of like a fennec fox kind of dog thing. So it's a little borderline. Some people say that eevee was just included because it's dog-like and it can spawn in the partly cloudy weather. All I'm saying to that is Smeargle is a normal type Pokemon based off a Beagle. I think that would be a pretty good time to release it. Gen 2 Pokemon there. Yeah, if you're curious, the main reason why we haven't seen Smeargle yet is because it's got this ability, this attack called Sketch, that copies the moves of its opponents and keeps them permanently. So maybe Niantic's doing something crazy creative for that release. All I can tell you is that the base stats aren't all that impressive, so don't expect a lot from Smeargle other than it looking cool and doing unique things. Why am I telling you about the Doggo event? You already know everything you need to know about it. Well, I want to do a little call to action, a little highlight. Let you guys know about Granbull, okay? Now, I want to start out by, prefacing this. That Granbull is not some expert attacking Pokemon. It's not like topping any charts anytime soon. And I'm not advising you to spend any Stardust or to spend tons of TMs trying to get the right moves on Granbulls. What I am highlighting is Granbull as a no investment, low kind of effort Pokemon that you can casually get in mass with this event. If you got the cloudy weather boost, you can get a higher level one, catch them, and you could save them for the future. So to clarify, I'm not asking you to invest Stardust. I'm asking you to invest maybe 3 to 6 slots in your Pokemon storage. Now, what's cool about Granbull? Well, it's the fairy dog. Fairy, as in immunity to resistance to dragon type attacks, and it can hit back with a super effective Play Rough. So that's pretty hype, pretty swag. Now, Gardevoir is the Fairy Queen Supreme, but man, I only have one. I don't know a lot of people that have more than one, so it's quite the climb to get Gardevoir. And once you do get it, you're not assured to have the right moveset. So TM train, right? The reason why I'm saying that level matters and CP matters more than IV in this situation is because I'm not advising you to power them up. You're just getting it out of the box and you're deploying it when the time is right. So just clarifying there. That's why you want the high level, high CP one. Be a little bit mindful of the IVs, but don't be like a total IV snob, right? Because this is a no investment, wild caught, deployed in a specific niche situation type of Pokemon. So what situations are good for Granbull? Well, in the immediate, in the right now, we've got Rayquaza raids. And I don't know if any of you guys got burned by Outrage Rayquaza yet, but if you're fighting Ancient Power ones and you're fighting Aerial Ace ones, then the fight's really cushy. And you can use Dragons, you can use your Ice types, it's not a big deal. But once you get that Outrage, it starts belting on you at the Outrage. It's pretty painful. It's pretty harsh. I actually had a situation. I was with 3 other trainers, and I knew the trainers. They're high level, and we're from Wisconsin. So, I know they got Ice-type Pokemon for sure. Okay, first squad down. Clayster, Ice Father, Frosty Blues. It's actually really good. Oh god. Just eat that Outrage. Oh my gosh, okay, Frosty Blitz, maybe a little bit too low level. And yeah, we ended up going through 3 parties because in our second party that came out, it was just like outrage, 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 just wiping out our ice-type Pokemon. And we were just like, oh geez. You know, like I had my Dragonite horde, but they didn't stand up super well against back-to-back outrages. So it was pretty painful. So yeah, in those kind of situations, if you've got a Granbull happening, Granbull can actually tank an outrage fairly well at lower levels, where the ice types and obviously the dragon types wouldn't be able to tolerate outrage as well. And then once again, Granbull can retaliate with that super effective fairy type damage. Another cool thing about Granbull is at level 31, assuming perfect IVs, so if you wild caught at like level 34, level 35, then you're squaresies probably. Double check on Poke Battler if you're concerned. Granbull can tank 2 outrages back to back and survive. And in the midst of those outrages, can retaliate with Play Rough. And then because it can tank 2 of them back to back like that, it could also dodge probably 3 of them without triggering a Deathloop glitch. So some cool incentive there for Granbull as a tanky option against Outrage Rayquaza. Now, sporting Granbull as this niche sort of alternative Rayquaza counter against Outrage, being this common, disposable kind of Pokemon, that's kind of a stretch, right? Because we've got like the entire cast of the Ice-type Power Rangers to take on Rayquaza with. The fight is so stupid easy, it's kind of painful. But the main reason, the main call to action here is for the future Latios and Latias raids. Now, Latios and Latias are legendary Pokemon of Gen 3, so it's reasonable to assume that sometime in the near future, we're going to see them as raid bosses. And they're also dragon types. But unlike dragon types that we're used to, they're sub-psychic typing, not sub-flying, and I guess in the case of Flygon, not sub-ground. So as a result, they only take normal super effective damage from ice types. And ice types are kind of on the weak side, to be honest. The only time they really stand out is when they've got that doubled up, 4x super effective damage on Pokemon, which against Latios and Latias, they're not going to have. Another thing is, the psychic typing makes them weak to dark type attacks. And if you're not aware, Granbull, both of its fast moves are dark types. Because, fairy type fast moves don't exist. But yes, that's an extra boon for Granbull. So it's kind of like tanky-ish, like Gardevoir is. And at lower levels, they're a lot more even, right? But it's going to have a bit more DPS than Gardevoir because it's going to be getting super effective hits in from its fast move. However, being weak to dark type attacks means that Tyranitar kind of enters the scene as competition. So if you got a ton of Tyranitars and a ton of dragons, then you're pretty much squared away for the Latios-Latias fight. But if you only have one good Tyranitar and maybe only one good dragon or 2 good dragons, then being mindful of these Granbulls could be pretty helpful for you, especially if they're carrying dragon type attacks. I got a cool graph for you here. So here I made a graph against Latios and Latias, raid bosses tier 5, using data from PokeBattler.com. This is exclusively against their Dragon Claw moveset, their hardest moveset, because their best counters are dragon types coming in against their non-dragon type attacks. I'm using level 30 counters because my main promotion here is for Granbull as a budget, no investment option. Sort of like once your powered up Pokemon are already down and out, you've got this couple strong Granbulls that you caught from this event ready to rock and roll. And this is versus the Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Latios and Latias raid. And I also combined their stats. Latios is a bit more, Latios is less tanky, more damage. Latias is more tanky, but they got the same moveset, same counters. So I just took the results of both of these raids and averaged them together because, one raid makes one guy look a little bit better, the other raid makes the other guy look a little bit better kind of thing. So I wanted to be a little bit more even. And, they look so cute together. What we're seeing here is that Tyranitar, Granbull, and Gardevoir have some pretty good competition as counters to these raids, optimal counters. They have trade-offs in TDO and DPS. Obviously, these dragon guys, they've got the higher DPS. Like, there's no competing with that, but their TDO is a notch lower than these guys. And also considering cloudy weather, which is Pretty common out by my area. I imagine clouds happen in the sky often enough. Granbull and Gardevoir get a boost from that, which actually makes them a bit more competitive with Dragonite in terms of DPS. When you consider the disparity between the TDO of Rayquaza and a weather boosted Granbull and Gardevoir, for all fairness here, it looks like, it looks like you'd probably much rather be using Granbull in this fight. One thing I do definitely want to emphasize, though, is that this is against Dragon Claw set only. So if it's using Solar Beam, right now the Game Master has Latios projected to use Solar Beam, or if Latias here is using Thunder, it's in the Game Master, so it's the predicted, could change. Then the Dragon types are definitely going to rise in value in a really big way, especially against Latios' Solar Beam, since they've got the immunity tier resistance to grass type damage. And if they're using Psychic, then Tyranitar is just insane. Tyranitar is just insane. If you're a Psychic type and you're using Psychic type attacks, Tyranitar, he's gonna get you. Dialing it back to me here, I just want to clarify, emphasize, that I'm not trying to promote to you guys to power up tons of Granbulls. I'm just saying be mindful of the Granbulls you catch. If you catch a really high level one, maybe hold on to that Snubbull. Evolve it later if you don't get any good ones after that, because you got the increased spawn and they can be weather boosted with cloudy weather. Just hold on to them. And if you're in a painful situation against an outrage Rayquaza, it might help you out in the short term. Ice types are probably going to be better, low investment options right now though. But when it comes to the Latios and Latias raids in the future, right? You saw the graph, man. I imagine, it's like, whoa, Ryan Swag, this doesn't matter too much. And I mean, for me as a player too, being someone that invests in the best counters and stuff like that, it's not a big deal for me either. But yeah, so but there's a lot of players that you probably experience in your community that have like lower levels of investment in the game, and they're not constantly powering stuff up, or maybe they don't manage their Stardust well, so they're constantly tapped out, and they're looking for other options to help them out in the fight. Just highlight Granbull to them. I'm not asking for you guys to put Stardust into it. I'm just asking you to hang on to the high level, high CP Snubbles that you catch from this event. And if you evolve them and they got Play Rough, that's even cooler, because the time comes, Latios and Latias are here, they got the Dragon Claw, and all you got are these Dragon type Pokemon to try to fight against them. Your pocketbook, your little potion revive bank might be hurting kind of hard. Just a small call to action for that. As for me, I am going to Anime Milwaukee now. So if any of you guys are in the Milwaukee area, you're going to Amkey, maybe I'll see you there. If you don't see me tonight and you see me tomorrow night, I'll be very, very intoxicated. Yeah, have fun with that. If you like this kind of call to action, small, low, no investment kind of buff, like this video and comment below. Let me know if you liked it. If you want me to do kind of stuff like this in the future, the low, no investment. Yeah, let me know that as well. And yeah, SwagTips. Oh yeah, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. SwagTips. Also, yeah, milestone was met. I got 1,000 subs. I want to do a 1,000 sub video, but I've been super busy with school all week, and now I'm going to Anime Milwaukee. So there's like some fun stuff I want to do. I want to put a little effort into my 1,000 subs video, so you got that to look forward to.